This is Woody. When he's in motion, he looks like this. When he's not, he looks like this. When the original dolls came out, it was awesome, and I'm still the most nostalgic for these. But they still didn't look like this. And this doesn't look like this. Or this. And even some of the more modern ones skip out on a lot of details, and even the best looking ones, well, they still don't look like this. I saw some other people doing this online and figured I'd give it a go, but basically, got this on eBay, got this at a flea market. And we're just gonna mesh them together. So first things first, the face. I'm gonna skip a bit of this to keep it PG, but pretty much the heads are just held in with zip ties, and with a little bit more force than you're comfortable with, swapping the faces is pretty easy. And I think this is already turning out pretty cool. I went ahead and took out the pull string mechanism, and you'll see why in a future episode. And with my Mega Professional Toolbox set, this project is guaranteed success. Tune in next time when we take a look at the hat. See you later. So I know I said in part 2 we would take a look at the hat. My plan was to replace the threading, but that'll have to wait for another part because to tell you the truth, I bought the wrong color thread. So we'll move on to something else. So I bought this doll on eBay that was no longer working because he's got open hands, just like our dude in the film. Also, I couldn't help but notice that these dolls have yellowy vests. Anyways, we're gonna do what we did last time and do a quick switcheroo. And by quick, I mean about an hour later I figured it out. They were held in by zip ties just like the faces, I just had to find the seam. Now I just gotta get some new zip ties to secure it. See you next time! Okay, so now we'll take a look at the hat, because this time, I got the right color thread. I decided to go with this leather threading because I think it's gonna look really nice. It's also all the store had. But first things first, we gotta take the original threading out. You may not can see it well, but I noticed the hat had all these pencil markings on it, so I went ahead and cleaned it up a little using a disinfectant wipe and an eraser. And about halfway through, I noticed I was threading it wrong. And once I did it correctly, I superglued the knot in the back and cut off the excess. And there we go. I think that looks a whole lot better. See you next time. Alrighty, so once again, we will be taking a look at the head, but this time more specifically, the hair. In the movie, Woody has these wavy hairlines. And for this one, I asked my wife to help me out. She's a lot better at painting than I am. And yes, your mind can now be at ease. The hands now match the color of the face. And she did a fantastic job. The hair looks just like the hair in the film. Well, that's it for this one. Tune in next time where we'll take a look at what's been taking so long, the pull string. See you next time. Time to make the pull string. Ordered this little sound module, a set of slow retracting pull strings, which will be more accurate to the film because for some reason official Woody dolls never had this, and a pack of these little rings. These will be more accurate to the film in size. For comparison, the ring on the left here is the one the doll originally came with. Next, I prepared the audio files, got ready to drag and drop the files to the device, and I broke it. So after ordering another one, I got a working prototype going with the help of my dad and some methods I found online. So after I cased it in, I fit it in the doll, and here's what we got. See you next time. So after finishing up Project Howdy Partner, it only made sense to move on to Buzz Lightyear, the coolest toy ever. Now, Buzz dolls seem to be a give and take when it comes to looks and features. They can look incredible and lack a major feature, or have tons of features and look kinda off. So I found this doll to use as a canvas, which features a variation of most all the features from the film, featuring a helmet that does that whoosh thing, karate chop action, and even a Spanish button.
Soy Buzz Lightyear, Unidad de Protección del Universo.
And just like last time, first we're going to look at the face. Now, unlike Woody, the movies seem to be fairly inconsistent when it comes to Buzz's toy mode face, so I went with the face of this cheaper doll that I thought looked pretty close to the second film. Now, swapping the faces wasn't all that tough, but I did accidentally mess up the helmet retracting mechanism, but I was able to figure out how to put it back together after like a day. And already I think this is looking really nice, but there's still a lot more to do. See you next time.
Please be careful. You don't want to be in the way when my laser goes off.
So it's been a while since part 1, but now we're back with part 2. So in the last part, we took a look at the face. For these next couple of parts, I'd like to take a look at the features of the doll. So in this part, let's take a look at the laser. Now in the movies, the laser acts more like a cat laser pointer, but on pretty much every Buzz doll that I've ever known of, the laser's been more like a little light bulb that blinks. And also, listen to this laser sound. That's horrendous, so we should definitely do something about that. Now, to accomplish this, I had to make some major modifications to the spacesuit. So first things first, I ordered another one of those little sound modules that I used in the Woody video, and a little laser diode. And pretty much all you have to do to take apart the wrist of the spacesuit is take out one little screw and pretty much pop the original bulb off and just solder on the wires to the new laser. And once again, just like the last video, I'm no expert on wiring, so I asked my dad for help. He knows a lot more about that sort of thing. However, after it was all wired together, I ran into a little problem. The laser diode was too big for the wrist, so we had to cut that one off, and I ordered a little pack of 10 of these little tiny laser diodes. Now, to get the laser pointing directly where Buzz is aiming, I had to drill a hole directly in the spacesuit, as you can see here. Now, as for the sound, I got the proper sounds from the film and loaded them onto the sound module. Then we just cut the button off the sound module and wired it to the proper wires inside the spacesuit. And here's the result. This took a lot of trial and error. You may even notice a few small little cosmetic differences in the doll since the last video. That's because it's a completely different doll. In fact, this is doll number 3. Now we have a Buzz Lightyear doll with a laser that works just like it does in the film. Tune in next time where we'll take a look at the chest plate buttons. See you next time. Okay, now time to take a look at the 3 little colorful buttons on the front of Buzz. Now, unlike Woody dolls, most mainstream Buzz Lightyear dolls actually do come with voice clips provided by the original voice actor, Tim Allen. And even though they usually come with some great voice clips, they're usually either not the same takes used in the film, or they're missing some entirely. Which is interesting because across the first 3 movies, Buzz only has a handful of phrases and sounds. Also, quick note, I won't be using any phrases from the 4th movie, the one where they decided they'd give him a bajillion phrases, and then even re-recorded one. I just feel like there's too many discrepancies between that one and the first 3. Now, taking a closer look at other Buzz dolls, out of the 3 voice clip buttons, they usually only take advantage of 2. See how on this doll, when I push the green button, it pushes both the green and the red button? This is actually a trick they've done for quite a while. On this Buzz from the first movie, pushing one button pushes all 3. For this project, I'd like to use all 3 buttons, having a different set of phrases for each button. Now, to achieve this, we crammed 3 more soundboards in this doll, making for a total of 4, counting the one for the laser. Now, each of these soundboards come with their own little speaker. We cut out the one that came with the doll, and 3 of the ones from the soundboards, just leaving 1. Then we wired all the boards to the one speaker. Now, as for the blue, green, and red buttons, I heavily modified those and glued them straight onto the buttons for the soundboards. The red button is for the toy mode sounds and phrases used in the film. The green button is for some miscellaneous phrases I just thought should always come with a Buzz doll.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Please begin. You don't want to be in the way with my laser pistol. They are a beryllium combining alloy, and I can I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection. I protect the galaxy from the threat of invasion from the evil Emperor's Earth, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance. Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere. You're not to be urgent. Mayday, come in, Star Command. Send reinforcements. Star Command, do you copy? Ancient and circuitry never saw one. I have a laser, and I will use it. It's sir! What's I to lose? Not
And the blue button is Spanish mode, now including the voice box phrase used in the third movie. And the rest are just the ones recorded from the original stock board. Tune in next time where we'll make Buzz glow in the dark. See you next time.